We've got a lot to prove.
They send this guy down and say, go work a miracle.
You know the world is watching all that you do.
So the pressure's on.
We have got to connect with that audience.
But at the same time, we want to be responsible, you know, and do things that we think will benefit the public interest.
They said that the bomb squad was there and that they'd evacuated the school.
As a parent, I want to be able to get a hold of my child and hug them.
You got to report what happened, but I don't think you need to go the frantic parent route, scare the hell out of people.
We hope that no matter what the court rules, we will not return to segregated schools.
I just see my daughter being in the same seat I was in 1969.
I don't know what's going to happen for kids that don't have clout.
Where do we need to be? What are the leads today?
When I first got here, we would get our asses kicked every day. We need some news here. Work the phones, guys.
This station will be a major contender.
Got to go yesterday. Let's go.
I'll call you on the phone.
This isn't about the way it used to be. This is about the way it's going to be.
What scares me is the way that they're going to get there.
Stand by camera 3.
Stand by.
Stand by camera 2.
A lot of good people are going to be tossed to the side because they haven't been given an opportunity.
This program was made possible by support from the Ford Foundation, a resource for innovative people and institutions worldwide. The John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, the Jacob Burns Foundation, and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the road that been. 13 Hanger Road, Detective Air Wash, Battalion 317, Line
6 News. Stand for. He's calling.
Stand by BT23. I need a wide shot. If this is all possible without getting that monitor.
People in print often think that we are a lesser medium,
Stand by camera 2.
that we're not as serious when it comes to being journalists, that we're all hairspray and glamour. What they fail to accept is the #1 source for local news in people's lives. And I didn't make this up. This is what people say, is local television news. If you want to know what's happening right now in your neighborhood, or your state, or your country, or your world, you're going to turn on the television.
6 News. 6 News. Hey, Mark. Basically, there's 2 stories. I mean, this is a Duke Energy truck. It's a bucket truck. There's a rescue effort going on right now.
Are we sending Scott up? Do we know?
Yeah, Scott's going to go over and figure out some way to get you down there. Where exactly are you right now? Oh, God. You're at Speedway Boulevard? Here's what you do.
It's called the 5 o'clock hour and 4 minutes.
So the Speedway, take a left on 29.
Milton, can you cut something for the 5?
I'm cutting something for the 5 right now.
Okay, and how are you looking?
I'm not looking good.
You're not looking good. Okay, next babe.
Oh, Lordy, I wish I'd had more time.
I'm assuming you're lead.
I am. I don't know what I'm going to say.
4,700, just in case you're not able to work. Kind of like if you spend too much time on your makeup, it's like junior prom. You look a little overdone. Keep an eye on that, on the shooting. I just feel like it looks like they're gonna get a suspect.
Lord,
So I'm finishing with the last shot now. What time do you have? It's gonna be almost 5.
4 minutes. 4 minutes. I need my IFB box.
Michael Kennedy pulled.
Oh, Lordy, what a day.
Sources
There you go.
indicate.
Yes, I can hear you fine. I hear lots of people.
Hi, picture, can you hear me?
Yes. Ha. 3 minutes.
All right, we still need the first pack. Wide shot on 3, John. Go ahead and spit on me, it's all right. Oh, I have been. You are going to hell.
All right, camera 1, check yourself there, Bubba.
Minute and a half.
Where are we in the show?
I'm assuming we're coming right after weather.
Stand by camera
1
3.
minute.
More spring light.
blankets.
Stand by camera 2.
Did you check your packet, all those packages?
30 seconds.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
It's our job to put 5 pounds of flour in a 3-pound bag every day.
What camera is that? 3?
How long do I have to get it out to them?
Oh, no, you're fine. You didn't put it into the neck. You're fine.
Lord, I think I'll just take my time.
Alrighty, folks.
Stand by.
So, showtime.
5,
Here we go.
4, 3.
Stand by VT2 over Z.
Alrighty.
Roll VT2 up on it and track it. Stand by to roll Z.
From WCNC Charlotte,
You coming?
NBC 6.
I can check through.
This is 6 News
Roll
at
Z.
5.
And faded under my cue.
Hello, I'm Alicia Booth.
And I'm Russ Reesinger.
This is 6 News at 5:30. This is 6 News at 6. This is 6 News Nightcast.
We're a third-rated television station. We've got a lot to prove. Nobody's going to give you credit for getting tired. We don't have enough people. I know that. We're working on it. It's not going to change tomorrow. It's not going to change Monday. But the people we have are better people because they work harder. They do better work. They care more about what they're doing. They care more about this community. And that shows in what you do every day. You got to focus on the quality of the work you do under the most adverse conditions in the world every day.
Keith Connors is a brilliant man.
Those of you who came here,
He is a good mentor.
and those of you
He knows
who
news.
made the decision that this is something special that I want to do.
They send this guy down and say, go work a miracle.
Know the world is watching all that you do.
So the pressure's on.
My bosses and my boss's bosses, everybody's very realistic about what we're doing here. I don't think anybody is pretending that we need to be number one. That said, they do want to see progress. Since Bilo bought this television station, they've invested somewhere in the neighborhood of $15 million.
So this guy is working day after day after day to work a miracle.
And what we show them is just going to be a reflection to them of how much their investment is paying off. We got to show some people that we can drive a number. And don't do it for me. It doesn't matter to me. It is not for me. It's for every one of us. And I know it's hard when you're dog tired.
Keith is a
to get
preacher.
up and go, all right,
He gives a lot of
that
sermons.
extra mile. I'm going to get that extra soundbite. I'm going to, I'm not going to get beat on this story. I'm going to go
These
this
guys
extra-
are
I'm gonna do this
veterans,
extra
people who've been here far longer than he
Get
has.
this extra shot, so I got this.
They know
great
they
shot
have to be
over the
good.
guy.
They want to be number
I
one.
think it's important that in all that we do,
If he backs off of the
we think
sermons,
about people who watch television news.
he can become a choir member.
We got to talk to that audience. We have got to connect with that audience. You've got to make an
Sometimes
emotional connection.
the best harmony comes from the choir.
If we're not helping improve their lives, we don't have a chance. And they don't have a chance to find out what a better newscast is all about.
Such grandstanding only God would understand. Let me just stop.
After that speech, I feel like staying.
That's the business right there on paper, every day. We're doing a 1 rating as opposed to competition doing a 3-2, 4-4. We're doing a 7 share, they're doing a 20 and a 31. This is what we live by. This is the gospel according to Nielsen.
You choose the business because you really hope that you make a difference, and you can, because the business is such a powerful medium. I had some excellent teachers who tried to instill a lot of ethics, and they wanted us to think responsibly, and so they always lectured us about what you do matters, and I hadn't forgotten it. So, I don't know. But I don't have a esoteric view of life. I'm not naive enough to believe that our business is not profit-driven. I know that we want to make a profit like everybody else. We want to do news that we think will sell, but at the same time, we want to be responsible, and do things that we think will benefit the public interest. That's at least what I'd like to do. Now I'm going to do as I'm told and cover the story I'm assigned. It's right beyond these flashing lights that will turn left. But, you know, you hope he can do some good in the process of making money, too.
Good reporters find great stories. There's something in them that says, I've got to know.
Sterling is here.
I've got to tell this story.
What is the argument that you will make before the judge about why you need to continue some kind of desegregation policies?
In 1970,
Sterling,
we were ordered
he is the consummate beat reporter.
Completely eliminate all of the remnants of having had a segregated school system. And while we have made progress in doing that, there are still things that we could do to close some of these remaining gaps, and that we should continue to do that.
And now you will have witnesses testify to that?
She
Is that what you were
looks
talking about?
telegenic, just the way she comes across in terms of presentation. She's got a great voice. She's just more television person.
If we were to actually return to segregated schools, that would be a dramatic change for our community, obviously.
When you say return to segregated schools, you mean to undo desegregation policies. Is that what you mean? Are you equating that with an automatic return to segregated schools?
We hope that we will not, that no matter what the court rules, we will not return to segregated schools.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done.
Sterling just tapped in.
I'm going to check with them and see what they're doing in here.
It's
How are you?
rabid curiosity, I guess.
Are you guys really busy preparing for trial? Do you have anything else to do much at this juncture? I mean, you've done all the legwork.
Do I have to answer that while the camera's going, or can I answer that? Do I give you a camera response or a real
Oh, no,
response?
I just wanted to know for sure what you...
Absolutely. Trial's on April the 19th, so sure.
Do you have an agenda I can have a copy of in terms of the outline?
No, ma'am, that is privileged and confidential communications.
I heard you guys had it. I didn't know if you wanted to share it with me.
Had what?
The outline of how you guys will, you know, proceed and everything.
We are presently talking with our counsel, so we don't have anything that is available for the public at this point.
Very good.
You understand the relationship between counsel and client?
Certainly. Privileged.
Well, I didn't make those rules, but everything that is public, we share it with Sterling Benson.
Well, I certainly...
Not Welver, but Sterling Benson.
I appreciate you
No, we
saying
did.
that. Who testifies Monday, do you know?
We'll start off with Dr. Clark.
Oh, okay. I have him
She
in my
goes
packet.
way beyond superintendent.
Did you get the witness list?
No, I don't have that. That's what I want.
She knows this teacher here and this principal there. She knows her beat inside and out.
This is ours. That's theirs.
Very good.
Plaintiff. I can get you copies of those.
She's always got 15 different stories cooking.
Fascinating.
Rick, hey, it's Sterling. I'm sorry to bother you. You should see this list of witnesses. We need to report it today. Everybody from Hugh McCall.
How much can be taught and how much of it is just the way you are?
This list of witnesses.
Because she wants to know.
Sure.
She's got that rabid curiosity.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, well, they have breaking news. My story doesn't make it today. But we tried. If I had covered this trial before I became a parent, I would have been equally concerned, but I think that it just kind of changes your view when you realize that all kids deserve a good education. Don't you think? Don't you think? Now, whether they take advantage of it is something else. Some kids don't want it, I guess. But you think they deserve it, you know, that they should have an opportunity if they want to take advantage of it, I think. But that's just me.
I want to talk about the lawsuit now for a little bit. Can we take a minute and talk about the argument that the families will make and the argument that the school district will make?
Basically, the families contend that by denying their children admission to certain schools based on race, the school district policies are unconstitutional.
Okay.
And that my child should be afforded the best education possible. And if I deem that to be right down the street from my house, she should be allowed to go to that school, not bust past a school to another school. The school district is going to contend they were told to eliminate a dual school system that existed when the court ruled in the Swan case. Their contention is that they have not fully eliminated the vestiges of segregation.
And that's why he's looking for more time to phase out the integration policies.
Right.
Tell us what we know again about the judge.
He was a trial judge. He was called Maximum Bob for his tough sentencing, and he's been in Charlotte for a long time.
He was appointed by Ronald Reagan.
Right. Apparently he was recommended, I heard, by Jesse Helms. I don't know that to be true. And people out there say that he was anti-busing. Now he's saying to the school district, what have you been doing for 29 years? So he put the onus on them. And that's where it became very clear to people that he was about to change this court order.
How many kids are bused, do you know?
70,000 plus. If he lifts the court order, they're going to have to find some place to put those kids right away.
Well, what do you think the fallout in the community is going to be?
I don't know. When talking to people, I sense a lot of hurt. People are concerned that their kids have not gotten what they deserve. I don't know if people are going to go out and protest. I doubt it. I think they're hurt. I think the powerless always feel powerless.
My personal fear is I just see my daughter being in the same seat I was in 1969. I just see her walking down the same hall I walked in.
I think it has to do with economics in Charlotte, too. I really do. It's economics and race.
Well, this is good. What I want to get to is what do we do on Monday?
I got to tell you, I'm very nervous about April 19th. I'm very, very nervous.
People are stopping me in stores. They're saying, it doesn't look good for our children. And I said, why are you saying that? And they said, because I don't know what's going to happen for kids that don't have clout. What happens to them in this lawsuit if they don't have money or influence?
How do we handle this? I mean, this is huge, huge deal.
You had several options. And forget about which show you produce. Forget about all that. You've got 90 minutes of time with which you can do whatever the hell you want. Do we take an hour of that time and do this? Do we take a half hour of that time and do this and nothing but this? Right. Make it a special edition of 6 News talking about this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour, do nothing but that, do the regular news of the day and the other show, and one of the other shows.
So what's the best way to arrange that? Get the most people watching at 6 o'clock.
6 or 7.
I think so.
I think you're going to have more of an audience then.
What do you do if you blow out Knightley and Kosovo's wiped off the face of the earth?
You just had to
Keith in it, didn't you, Keith?
Oh, man.
All right. Bill, you're awful quiet down there.
I'm mulling it over. I'm trying to decide
Yeah, I figured you were, Bill.
what I'm for. I'm sure this is not going to be an extraordinarily popular opinion, but we've really got to think about how long we can maintain viewer interest in this. It's an extraordinarily important issue, but I don't know that anybody can maintain interest in this for an entire hour.
Can you do it for half an hour?
I think you could do it for half an hour. It belongs in the 6, and I don't think we need to blow out Knightley.
Wanda, what do you think of that?
Maybe I'm not the best person to even have an opinion because, or to present my opinion because I think as far as bringing in an audience, engaging an audience, this is such a heated issue that you will bring in that audience.
My personal experience is that when you start talking about this, people are interested, but everybody's got their opinion, and they start watching up to a point, and their opinion's already set in stone about what the truth is. Where I come from, the white people think they're getting screwed because the African Americans are getting everything free, and the African Americans think that none of it's changed in the last 30 years. And and everybody's got those opinions, and there the twain shall meet, and so everybody's just got it in their head that they're...
I would sit there and listen to you just because of what you just said.
Exactly.
I would stay with you just because of what you just said.
Exactly.
I will stay with you beginning to end.
Sterling, what do you think?
Because I think it's such an important story, obviously I'm going to weigh in on the side of more is better. But I know where he's coming from is that you have a segment of the public out there who doesn't view news in a critical, informative, issues-oriented way, that they're looking for info, quick McNews. And so I understand where you're coming from, and I certainly understand where you're coming from. I think that
How do we balance the two?
yes.
Well, here's what I'm going to suggest. On Monday, we do a special half hour at 6 o'clock. I think we need to look at how much content we've got. It's easier to do a good half hour than a good hour. Do a half hour, very well produced, do a brief weather at the end, and pitch it special half hour edition, 6 News at 6, devoted entirely to
Why did
this
just become
issue.
producer?
All for it.
Yeah. Bill's going to produce this thing. Bill's producing this. Bill, I want you to take this, all this, you figure it out. This is your deal. You know, we need to get together assignments, all that kind of stuff. Let's work on that today. Sterling, you're going to be doing what's happening in court today, and you know, and the lawyers walking out and making their statements, and I could see you tonight live outside the federal courthouse. Here's what's going to happen, you know, and here's how it's going to go. You know, it's the beginning of a long process. You know, it's not the end, it's just the beginning, and we get into what all will happen and the major arguments on either side. You'll hear the school district saying this, you'll hear the families saying this, the judge will take it all, and we start on that today. All right? All right, is everybody clear on where
Do
we're
we have a
going?
name yet? Do we want to title
Yeah, we
this?
got that title because we're gonna have nice music and slow-mo and stuff.
I don't know how anybody couldn't care about this.
Hey, we're trying to come up with a title. We're going to do a special coverage on Monday.
Because it's all about kids.
Anything with alliteration, if it's not gonna have a colon in it, then it needs to have alliteration.
Growing up in the civil rights era, I saw so many things that I wanted to just tell people about. If you only knew what was happening over here. I wanted to tell the world about it, but when you live in an all-black community and you see that your only symbol of hope is a white guy named Kennedy, he's the only one who's actually trying to listen to you, and you're 4 or 5 years old, you know, it blows your mind. But since I was a kid, I've always wanted to say, hey, listen to us. Listen to what we're trying to say. And then you're looking at someone who grew up with crosses burning in their backyard and a father who felt helpless, you know, to protect his child. But these are things that I want, and that just brought it home to me. If I could talk about these issues and other issues, farmers, black farmers, white farmers, Mexican farmers, whoever, to explain the needs, someone would care and someone would do something about it. And that's where we have power in this business. Put it on the air. Someone will make a difference in another person's life.
All right. School desegregation and quality education for all African Americans will always be a civil rights issue for the NAACP. Amen. We will not return to separate and unequal schools.
That's right, that's right.
It is a constitutional right of all students, black, white, and brown, to get a quality education. If necessary, the national legal team will be prepared to intervene with the same commitment as we did some 45 years ago.
What'd they say, essentially?
Basically, just finished stepping all over Maximum Bob's toes.
Oh, did they take aim at him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they said this is the wrong judge to hear this case.
Without question.
Okay.
You got
say,
it.
look, a dog doesn't change his spots,
right.
eh? No, don't say
Basically.
that. Don't use that. How are you guys?
If you think about what defines a BELO way, it is that news is important.
Yeah, take care. I'll see you.
And it's not trivial. And it shouldn't be crap and candy. It should be something with some substance and some depth, and you should be telling people what they don't know You know, if you're just going to be a master of the obvious and dress it up with pretty graphics, you're never going to be anything as a news organization. BELA is one of the few that really does have a high regard for news and doing local news well and serving a community.
Church in front of them. 6 News Rick, I saw you.
We get a lot of those every day, and a lot of those who call and just want to have somebody to talk to for a little while. So, sort of like 911.
Yes, sir.
Suspicious advice at Butler High School. They have the bomb squad in route. I pull the plug on Larry's weather lob shots at the school today. I'm out of trucks.
Yeah, just go.
What's your gut feeling on it?
My gut feeling is get there and find it out. We just need to be there, and we need to be there yesterday.
So we're there correct. We got to go yesterday. Let's go.
I'll call you on the phone.
What did they do? Are they sending the kids home, or are they just...
They've sent the kids home at East Lincoln. They've evacuated Butler.
Let's get this thing sorted out, because we're not going to go on and start fueling the panic here.
The device was definitely found at one. Is there still a question as to if there's something at the other one?
There are too many threats out there to just go with it.
Yeah, I think it's a different story if the school calls and says,
program interrupts and get a bunch of parents confused. What school?
Everybody just needs to notch it down about 3 notches. We need to be calm. We need to be reasonable in an unreasonable situation. A suspicious device. Was it here where they blew up the ham sandwich, or was that in Norfolk?
They blew up a ham sandwich?
Yes. Channel 9 did a great job of covering that. Breaking news, they found a suspicious device outside the federal courthouse, turned out to be someone's cooler with their ham sandwich in it. If we start going on with special reports saying there's a report of a possible this and that, we're going to create a community panic, and that's not where we want to be. So we need to be real careful here. Real careful. You break programming to talk about kids being sent home?
No.
Journalism is the process of editing what is acceptable and what is unacceptable.
When do we draw the line there? I mean, we're getting pretty close.
What happens in situations like Columbine
I'm asking to do that because I'm not sure.
happens because nothing's been thought through.
Wait until a device
There's no plan.
blows.
I guess the question, if you're the parent of a high schooler, do you want to know immediately that your kid's school has been shut down, and is the way you're going to find that out by watching television? I mean, I do want to know immediately, but are they going to know anyway?
Journalism is an intellectual exercise practiced by people who are thoughtful and truly interested in what is going on and how you cover things.
We're late now. You know, if we were going to report that the school closed, we've missed that.
The point at which it affects people outside of the school, I think you have to cut into programming. If it affects homes outside the school, if it affects traffic, as Allison was saying, you know, at that point it becomes exactly. At that point it becomes an issue of public safety, and the public needs to know.
Right.
Diane, what do you think?
As a parent, I want to be able to get a hold of my child and hug them and tell them it's going to be okay. It's probably nothing. Now, how are they going to do it? I'm sitting here thinking most high schools are, 1,000 graduating class? How are they going to make those phone calls to all those parents? There's probably some parents sitting there pushing paper, not even oblivious to it, and then it's going to look on Channel 9 and all of a sudden, what school was that? And then, like you said, it's going to be a panic situation. You know, was that my kid's school? And they're going to call the school and the lines are going to get blocked. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is there's probably some kids out there that are scared to death because of what happened a week ago.
We're not breaking in anywhere right now. If we do, we'll talk about that.
Who's based at 4, Stephanie? Yeah. She said that the bomb squad was there or en route, and that the school spokesperson would be on scene shortly, and that they'd evacuated the school.
Did they say anything about moving the students to another school?
BT is reporting that they were loading them onto buses and taking them somewhere else.
That's East Lincoln.
And I reported that from Matthews.
Connors, I'm the news director of WCNC. I wanted to speak with Dr. Lenny real quickly before we put anything on TV.
Oh, okay.
Sure, I'll hold on. Hey, Larry.
Yeah.
Can you help? I need some help composing a crawl in a second here.
Well, the piece of information that we need is, are the kids being moved off of that campus? Which BT Radio says they are.
Yeah. Did you look at that?
Hey, JR, I just let me just get that. JR, are they moving kids anywhere, or are they just moving them? Where are they moving the Butler kids? They are being dismissed for the day. Okay, so I need to let parents know. Okay.
We got to get this crawl situation straightened out. Yeah, I'm here.
At Butler High School, they're not supposed to pick up the children. Okay, we just talked to someone.
Let me talk to her.
Okay, hang on.
JR, yeah, the school system told me Butler High School. What are you telling us now?
She says don't pick them up. The
So the police department is not releasing students from the school. Understand, but they're in buses at the Kmart parking lot.
Dave, can you tell?
Stop the crowd. Wanda, kill it.
Understood. Well, the school system had just told me 15 minutes ago to have them picked up. So, okay, thank you. Thank you. Chief Hunter with the Matthews Police said all these children are secure in buses in the old Kmart parking lot on Independence Boulevard. They will not be released to the parents. They're safe. They're away from the school. They're not being released. The school system is just totally off from what the police are saying.
Let's not go anywhere until we're absolutely certain. Let's not.
When you have the chief spokesperson for the school system saying, please come and get these kids, we need you to help do that, that's what we did.
All right, let's talk about what we do. And what we got newscasts in an hour and 10 minutes.
Got to report what happened at East Lincoln, but I don't think you need to go the frantic parent route. You know, frantic parents zoom to the school to pick up their children and scare the hell out of people.
You want to win on a big story. When they find what could be an explosive at a school a week after Colorado, it's a huge story.
We need to talk about the consequences of a threat.
I think that's a story for 5, 5:30, and 6, certainly.
Or what schools are doing to keep your kids safe.
Right. The question is, what do we do at midday?
Somebody open me a script. Let me write from
You want to write?
here. Yeah.
All right.
You need to have a moral code by which you do your business. You don't scream and tease the tragedy of it all. You consider the viewer to be an intelligent person and put together an intelligent broadcast for them.
Attorneys for the parents say their lawsuit is the beginning of the end of a 30-year busing plan that discriminates against students.
It's about informing people.
Say this case is not about busing.
It's about giving them information that they can use to make informed decisions that hopefully will better their lives.
From WCNC Charlotte, NBC 6. This is a special edition of 6 News at 6. Desegregation, the choice for children, a 6 News special.
We began this evening with Charlotte's only education reporter, NBC6's Sterling Benson Weber. And Sterling, tell us a little bit what it was like today in the courtroom.
Well, of course, opening arguments got underway in the court.
If this is only all about a number to get a rating, to get $1, well, then it's a shallow, vacant, meaningless pursuit. We believe it's about something much more than that.
Now, tomorrow, 4 school board members have been subpoenaed by the parents to testify, and we will be sitting in the courtroom when that testimony gets underway tomorrow morning. Reporting live from the federal courthouse, Sterling Benson Weber, 6 News.
Okay, thanks, Sterling. And we'll be right back in just a minute with a look at the weather. Stay with us.
Time to work on tomorrow. A day in my life. You know, some days it just feels like you just do all this stuff and you haven't done anything, you know. All of a sudden it's 7 o'clock at night and you've been here since 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, what do I do for a living?
You're watching a special edition of 6 News at 6. Desegregation, the choice for children.
We did a 1 share yesterday. That's brutal. That's just brutal. It's almost like not even being on the air. It'll be a short meeting, man. I'll get enough to say.
Okay, good morning. This is business as usual, as you can see this morning. We had a conversation a couple days ago about the new research that Nielsen reached that talked about loyalty.
Yes.
Here's the blurb on it. That will give you kind of the highlights. And we were going to try to work that in and see if there was a Stoll application.
Yes. Yes, and I will...
He knows that we need more people and better people.
I thought the stuff on air for the Hallelujah Diet looks really good.
They're aware of that.
Strong promotional effort. It's a good way to start the book. So
It's not like we can go out and hire 50 more people. Our budgets are set.
Matt?
For April, we're at 101% of the budget for as a department. May, we're at 90%. We had 32,000 yesterday, 31 of that being local. We actually took a little dive yesterday nationally with money. We had a couple of good orders. Carolina Beauty Supply at really good rates.
It's a business. And first and foremost, we got to make it work as a business.
Sponsor, and that's going to be about a $40,000 to $60,000 net commitment with Buddy Check starting in July.
Hopefully, we'll make it work this year. We'll allow the company to make more money, and they'll give us more resources to do more and better news. We were talking yesterday about these plasma screens. I don't know how expensive these are, but
Yeah, like about what you have in your hand size there, about 15 grand.
okay. Maybe that's not such a good idea.
You're talking about this for the web correspondent? Yeah. Well, what we've allocated for that is like $4,000 to get that set up, so it's going to be a conventional kind of a monitor.
Okay. All right, well, we'll look at some other options just to try to make it look high-tech.
The weather special I thought was spectacular. However, at 9:22, we went to black and stayed there for an inordinately long time. There are technical issues certainly that get in the way of us looking clean on the air, but I'm not sure that was one of them. I perceive 90% of those problems to be human and within our control. People either not paying attention or just not fast enough. And that's stuff that, sweep or not, we ought to be better at.
Sure.
I mean, we have enough obstacles that we need to eliminate the ones that are within our control. Okay, folks, all hands on deck.
We were always considered to be a third-rated television station. You don't need to move too fast or work too hard.
Oh, good.
And you got to get past all that. This isn't about the way it used to be. This is about the way it's going to be. A lot of people don't even consider us a viable option for credible news coverage. And a lot of people in the television station approach it as a third-rated television station. Okay. It has got to improve. It's going to be a lot of work. So, where do we need to be today? B?
When we did the story about Hillcrest Cannon and Kannapolis, we've talked with employees about voting, not voting, and knowing that a big part of what the union was trying to do was wait until the older folks either died or retired, and they got a younger workforce, and that would increase the possibility of them getting in there. So I'd be curious to know a little bit more, not only what the town thinks as we're waiting for this vote to be finished later on the night, but the tourists who come through that town who are buying the towels and what they see as the idyllic little, here's an American town. We make our own towels. Isn't it just peachy? Not exactly. So that was something I thought of as we're waiting for them to come out with the vote. So technically, they should be finished with the counting by late this evening, is what Hanson said to me.
11:30 or so.
Did they tell you 11:30
Yeah, because that's
tonight?
about what time it happened last year. It was about 11:30 is when they had everything counted.
Were you interested in knowing the flavor of this town as they wait for those votes to finish?
Not a lot. I mean, I'm interested in the outcome of the vote. I mean, I'm interested in what they have to say after the vote. But we've kind of been there, done that, I think.
Keith is often not receptive.
We want to preview the vote. Have we done anything?
If they don't get your point, if they don't feel your compassion immediately, it's in one ear and out the other.
We have a research question on that?
They don't see the big picture.
Where do we need to be? What are the leads today? Cell phones and gas stations is interesting. Huntersville's interesting. All we need are some leads. All we need is a lead. Do you think cell phones could be a lead? Yes?
I think it's something a lot of people don't know.
They would reach this little.
Then that makes it an interesting point, but it doesn't make it a lead. It makes it an interesting thing to bring to people's mind. But I don't think it's a lead to start the newscast. Hey, you know, you could set yourself on fire with a cell phone.
Has this ever happened anywhere? Anybody?
Yeah, I just I'm gonna find out, where and when it was.
We need some news here, guys. I'm not wild about leading with a cell phone story. We can send B to Kannapolis, and we can go after the flavor of the town, and see what Tracy can bring in. But between Tracy and Glenn, have somebody do the cell phone story. And hope for some news to break out somewhere. You work the phones, guys. Talk to some people. I get that feeling today that we're missing something. Let's go to work. Stay loose. Kurt's doing Huntersville.
I suspect that if anything else happens, if somebody's foot gets run over today, I will be doing that as opposed to doing the flavor of Kannapolis. If they happen to break the foot, I will be live at 5.
We just need a B-grade news story, you know? Turn up something.
If there's an event going on, the public information officer will go with it and make sure that the Charlotte firefighters are recognized.
I like Special Olympics better than cell phones.
We had to lead 6 with the Special Olympics. We could do so, but then we still need another lead.
Like a building explosion or something?
Building explosion would be okay. Can you whip one of those up?
That's already in there.
Here goes the working fire. Catch this audio.
Rescue 10, pick up a call, working fire, 2832 Mayfair Avenue.
I tell you, I love the opportunity to spoon feed the media about the Charlotte Fire Department. And I do it. Every chance I get, my one-page press release does half their homework for them. And if they get it from the Charlotte Fire Department, it's a no-brainer that it'll be a good story.
What we really need is a 6 o'clock lead.
You beat me to my own fire.
I was on the way to another story.
Did you go to the ruptured gas line?
No.
I'm gonna check with command here as far as details, but right now there's no injuries.
Okay.
No cause.
Lady wasn't home, okay.
Yeah. You need a sound bite?
No, I'm fine. Okay.
Have them page me later.
Gotcha.
On a given day, we only have 2 or 3 structure fires. We're going to shootings, the stabbings, the car wrecks. Whenever you have a school bus crash, everybody goes crazy on stuff like that.
Oh, nice. You got it, Johnny?
You guys stay behind the equipment. You guys are cool, okay?
I looked out my bathroom window and I could see smoke. And finally, Piedmont Natural Gas said, "Whoops, we got a fire. I think you better dial 911."
We're gonna be here a while.
We're gonna be here a while.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get some info right now.
I called the news. I called WSOC. And they've been hoovering over top. It took them a while to get the crew here because they had all the streets blocked off.
No one else is here right now, so this is exclusive. You know that. No one. All right, and I also got the people where in between the houses too.
Yeah, we got 2 homes affected.
Okay, bye. Bye.
You going
live on the phone.
Just you, or well, let me give you the details.
I'm gonna go write them down. I'm gonna write them down.
All right, let me get right.
Hold on.
Now, you want a soundbite or write it down?
I'm gonna write it down. You can get my pad of paper.
All right.
Well, we've been hearing something about a train derailment. Are y'all working on anything like that, or a train car accident? Okay, if it was in Iredell County anywhere, you'd know about it, wouldn't you? Okay, anything else going on? All right, well, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
WSOC has always been on top. They're one of the best, if not the best, here in Charlotte for news coverage. And especially the local person, you know, the little small town person that has trouble. Instead of having a major big robbery, I thought, you know, this is hometown and this is a good neighborhood around here, and I wanted them to be on top of it. I would have called them before I called anybody. Somebody said they've already seen it on the news. My moment of fame, Mert.
Really? Because there's a big profile out of it. This is a story right here. 6 News.
Get here big time, major visuals. Oh yeah. Yes and yes, and I got 2 people burned in the hospital. Piedmont Natural Gas and the fire is not under control.
So we go live from over here, they're gonna pull cable.
If they pull cable, we'll do a walk and talk.
All right, we'll do a walk and talk. Sounds good.
He's got to get there and shoot and find out what's going on.
Well, we need another photographer. Who's going to go?
There's not another one. Not unless you bust somebody's story. That's the hand I was dealt today.
Okay.
Can anybody hear me back at the station? This is Enrique. I can hear you, baby.
As long as this gas is burning in a safe area as it is now, we can protect the 2 homes and nobody else will be in harm's way.
Great, thanks.
Cool, that'll take care of you guys, right?
I'm gonna do a walk and talk. I'm gonna show you what's going on here. And then we're gonna go over there and show the digging. And then how close they are to the house.
This ruptured gas line has flames going anywhere from 10 to 15 feet into the house's area. I'm gonna start again. The problem's here.
Let me show you what exactly is going on here. Right behind me.
We really can't assess how it started until we put the fire out, which we're waiting on the utility company to go ahead and cap the leak nearby. You can use that, right?
We can use it.
Cool. He's working for NBC6.
The NBC station is usually a little light, and they'll generally call in 1 or 2 freelancers a week to cover.
How'd they lose it?
They lost us. Well, how did you lose us?
We were first. I guess that's all that matters.
I'm Enrique Correa, and coming up in a live report, I'll tell you how a gas line fire took several hours to put out. All right, guys, time to go eat.
Russ Racing over Channel 6.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing? What's going on, Enrique? I'm like getting in on the tail end of this thing.
Well,
we did have a
here.
cameraman out here to get everything, but since I'm late, is there any way I can
He's got a good excuse.
talk to you real quick?
Oh, I know. That's right. They wouldn't let you off, would they?
Nope.
When I first got here, we would get our asses kicked every day.
At first blush, it's not going to strike your fancy that much, but considering your
Oh,
alternatives.
good. At second blush, I'll be wild about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the real ringing endorsement, much like Tracy gave.
Right now, where we are, it's getting to a point of parity.
6 o'clock lead, Special Olympics.
Okay.
5 o'clock lead, Kannapolis. 5:30 lead.
You need to be able to cover on par with everybody else,
Package on the Railroad Killer.
and then start uncovering things. Well, I like the railroad killers too.
I like the Railroad Killer too. I think people are talking about it. So I think that's
hopefully, and you've got people in your newsroom who are uncovering things that are better than that 2-alarm fire.
apparently. I haven't talked to her.
What's Glenn working on?
We're trying to find something for Glenn.
So I have Glenn do a live shot.
I believe that this station will be a major contender.
For the Special Olympics and Railroad Killer at 5:30. Okay.
What scares me is the way they're going to get there. A lot of good people are going to be tossed to the side because they haven't been given an opportunity to perform or excel.
You got a U-Haul gonna back up to the to the front door and pull all your stuff out.
Cool, thank you. All right, I'm gonna stop crying now. Such a wuss.
This place is gonna suck without you.
Oh, God. Thank you.
Wanda's like the heart and soul in the newsroom.
Yay.
Wanda's like everybody's mom, a good-natured person.
Thank you so much.
Be good.
Well, I'm just gonna go start a newsroom.
Give people such a hard time.
I never give anybody a hard time.
I just hate to see her go.
Let's stay in contact. You're right up that damn road. I mean,
I'll email you.
I fully intend to, after you talk to Megan, put an offer in your pocket before you go home. And I understand you probably want to think about it. That's a good thing to do. Talk to the people you know, trust, and love.
I've been the only black producer here for 3 years.
We've checked you out, high, low, and...
Good.
Although,
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
How can you tell stories to these diverse communities when you have no idea of what's really going on there?
Megan, come on in.
Yeah, we ready?
Why don't you guys go upstairs? And then just, I've got a bunch of stuff I'll be running around, so when you guys are done, come on back down.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on upstairs. Hi, I'm Megan. Nice to meet you.
I think his argument will be, I'm just trying to find good people. And I'm not basing any of this on race.
Hopefully I'll get to talk to Wanda before she goes.
Let's make this puppy sing.
Your last show, are you recording?
Nah, I'll just ask for a copy. In the 6 years I've been here, I've tried to move up in management twice and have failed.
And what? Stand by camera 4.
I really wanted to ask why, but I didn't. I don't want the networks. I want to be home where I can make a difference, where the people I know would know that I'm genuine. I don't have to put on a face for them.
Let me ask you what I like to ask people when they go. Is there anything that we could or should do better and that I could or should do better?
Be open at all times to suggestions, which I think you are for the most part. And let everyone's, when they have a chance, let their creative juices flow.
Well, thank you for that. That's important. Anything else that you want to tell me? Anything else? Could be anything parting thoughts?
I will take with me the below values, and I know that you'll continue to pump news that matters, news that counts, news that's going to change people's lives effectively.
If you need advice or help with stuff, call me up. I mean, I don't mind that one bit, because I'm going to call you. I mean, give me a holler.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity. You're just a great soul, and you won't know how much this newsroom misses you. I always thought of you as sort of the den mother of the newsroom, you know. I mean, you're in touch with the people side. So have a lot of fun. Hire all those people. And
it's frightening. It's a little scary.
Hopefully change the way they look at news in your hometown.
I hope so. I really do. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. It's frightening.
You'll be fine.
Just guessing.
God bless you,
Thank
darling.
God bless you. Take care of your family. Take care of all of these folks here, too.
They take care of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll watch out for each other.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
All righty.
Good producers are hard to find, aren't they?
I imagine it's not just a professional loss either.
No, it's very much personal. A great person. Yes.
More personal than you can imagine.
I know. But we'll manage.
Leave it.
Love you.
and it's an unfortunate part of our business. So often you've got to go on if you want to go up.
Take care of these folks.
But I think we're going to be able to do some things that are going to help that entire newsroom. And if something isn't working, it's my job to find a way to make it work. If I can create something of value to the viewer that the viewers accept, ultimately as their choice above all others for news, I'm not I would consider that a major accomplishment. And to say to this business that if you do things the right way and practice good journalism, you can still win. It's a job I spent my entire professional life getting ready for, so no time to wimp out.
This company has a very, very strong principle in inclusiveness and diversity. There's a commitment company-wide in helping fill positions with minorities.
I'm here to tell you what's on my heart and mind, and in the black community. Your station and you, individual, have did one of the worst things, and I'm here to tell you, to your face, that you did wrong. Beautiful.
This program was made possible by support from the Ford Foundation, a resource for innovative people and institutions worldwide, the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, the Jacob Burns Foundation and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.